Welcome to the new episode of All That Jazz. I'm your host Matthias, and I have with me Gail Hamilton. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. Yay.
Yes, welcome. And this will be the first one. I mean, I when the pre-interview we talked about that my parents are deaf, but you are without sight. So this is different, and I thought for part of this interview I'll do it also without sight. This to try without my notes. Not that I rely on them anyway, but much of the time.
See what happens.
By the way, how do you rely on like you can't rely on notes at all? By the way, right?
I have a Braille computer that I currently don't like, and I'm working on selling that one and getting another one that I can take notes, hopefully take notes easier on. So that's one way. People do write hard copy Braille notes. I've been known, let's see, do I have it right here? Yes, I do. I have
You
This is
have.
like a little, I have a little book that I use for in public sometimes, and the, it has a butterfly on it. So in public, and it has two little rings, so I can write Braille, not that you can see Braille because Braille's so white, but
Okay.
these are notes that I can take, and I have done it. If I use hard copy Braille, this is kind of what I've done to have it small so I can hold it in one hand and read with the other and kind of flip, when I need stuff. So I have done that, because sometimes the Braille device you use might malfunction in the middle of whatever you're doing. So that's not a good thing.
Right.
So yeah, I've done different things. And the best way, of course, is just to have it in your head and go off that way. But I have
Right.
could be good or could be bad, who knows?
Yeah, but even the best, I don't know if you know, like when they do presidential debates, sometimes there's people even take notes down, but I don't know how much of it they use. But when the other people, like when somebody's speaking, the other person listening sometimes
Right,
jots down a few
right,
words, and
right. Yeah, we
and
could do that if we wanted, on one of those devices. If we could do it even by hand. There used to be a device, no, really olden days, 30,
mm,
40, whatever. When I was in school, it was called a slate and stylus, and it's two pieces of metal that go between a piece of paper, and you take a little pokey thing called a stylus, and you go do, 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 and poke out each dot by dot. And it's really hard on your hand because Braille paper is thicker. In
oh,
order to hold the dots, it has to be
right.
thicker than typing paper, and it gets so hard in your hand to do that. So now most people, there are a lot of people that still subscribe to doing it the old-fashioned way, because what happens if you don't have your electricity? But then there's a lot of us that go, you know what? It's so much nicer in your hands to have electronic Braille. So
Mm.
yeah.
Let me just try this on. So I'll put down the this is the bandana kind of thing, but a scarf. It's
Oh my God,
basically
it looks
like
ugly. It's horrible. People, don't look at him. Oh,
well,
turn your
okay.
video off. Ah.
I think actually to be honest, I can kind of see some kind
Uh-oh,
of
you're
glimmer of
cheating.
light.
Uh-oh, you're cheating. I
But
could turn
now
all
I
my
put
lights off.
now I put now I put the glasses over it. So I don't know how it
See what
looks,
happens.
but I know that my glasses reflect, but yeah, let's continue this way because
We can
why
have you
not?
turn all your lights off in your room, and
Yeah,
yeah, close all your blinds. You should have gone for all that.
I mean now I can't. I don't know how I'll reach my blinds.
Oh no, where are they? I can't find them. Oh.
Oh no, I would find them. It just take me longer.
It would. You'd be fumbling around, knocking things over. That could be great sound effects. Yeah,
Yeah, how
yeah. And people will be
uh
going, they're over there. Can't you see?
right. I
Yeah.
was just thinking like I guess movies are not unless they
No, I do
have
movies.
dialogue,
Yeah, no, well,
a
some
lot
I
of
do.
dialogue.
Yeah, a lot of dialogue, and or they have a thing called audio description, and
Yeah.
where people, like, I have a friend and she writes a lot of audio description for Netflix and other places around the world. And she'll write a script for, the man comes in the door, sits down the briefcase, so she'll fill in all the, not every single thing, because we don't need every single thing, but we need the important things, that what will make an impact on the story. And so she'll write, and then somebody else usually records, or sometimes she does the description. And she does that for movies and live plays, rodeo shows, art exhibits. Gosh, so many things nowadays, audio descript, but mainly plays. I mean, on a daily basis, I do a lot of Netflix. I just have my phone set to audio description automatically. So if the movie's described, you'll say red letters on a black white background, and you go, yes, it's audio described. As if I care. Swirling sparks spiral around. Universal Pictures presents, da, 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 or whatever.
Right.
I'm making that up.
But I must I wonder how and then if you watch or listen to something like The Matrix, how that sounds. Wow, I never.
Yeah, she does all that. I don't know, but there's a way. If she even goes into office buildings, and I mean not office, but remotely sometimes helps people with forms and fill it out.
Yeah.
If they have a humongous amount of graphics and stuff, she'll describe them and help people fill in the forms and just all kinds of stuff.
I was just wondering, how do you like because you don't see these politicians that are on TV, how do you imagine them to be like?
Whatever their voice is, so if they have a graphical voice, then I'm going to imagine them kind of ugly, and I might, and if they talk kind of, like that, I might put them kind of overweight and stocky, so it depends on how their voice is, but whatever I do is not exactly what they really are, but it's kind of
Right.
fun to imagine
How
until somebody tells me something different.
how do you imagine Biden looking like?
Well, I know he's 79, so I guess we have to put him, guess I'll have to put him in gray hair. I'm gonna make it short. Maybe he's not. Let's see, because you're laughing. That's a good question. I usually put people more middle, average weight to thin. I don't go with things like, oh, he's, I know he's white, so I guess I'll have to go there. Because I haven't heard anything like, oh, our second black president. I haven't heard
Right.
that.
Right.
So I guess I'll presume he's
That's
white.
a good assumption, actually. Very good assumption.
Yeah. So I know the vice president's black or from somewhere. Let's
Yeah.
see, what else? And I guess I'll put him on a taller side, like maybe 5'10", 6 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah, I think you would be
And
right. I think he's probably over. I would peg him by just I don't know his exact height, but I would say he's
yeah,
probably between 6'1" and 6'3", I would say.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have it. And he's the president, so he has to be in suits. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That's right.
that's a
Right.
given. Yeah.
Oh man, during the podcast, sometimes I sip tea, and then now it just occurred to me
Oh,
how.
you can't sip tea with
Wait,
bandana
I
on.
know,
Wait,
I know where.
stick it underneath it. Oh, or where is it? Yeah, you could
Oh,
just reach blindly forward and knock it off. Or I could give you a hint of how to do that.
right. Okay. How do you do that?
Well, if I probably would put my hand on the desk and then glide it to where I think it might be
Yeah.
instead of just blindly reaching over there and knocking it off.
Well, okay. I have it with two hands now, so but it's
Okay.
pretty full.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry about that.
Ooh.
Ooh, and he knocks it over his computer, all over the keyboard. Don't know how he shorted that out.
All right. And now the problem is
Then you have to put it down. Yeah.
yeah, where's my spot to put it back? I have to feel
So
it.
you might have to check with your left hand where it might be, and then put your right hand where your left hand is.
Yes. Yeah. Oh wow. The logistics of small things,
Well,
man.
I see. I know in my desk where I do it, but I'm just trying to think
Yeah.
how,
Do-
since you went to this blindly, so to speak,
yeah.
you didn't
You
think
know
about
what?
where to put your tea.
Right. I guess you've heard
Yeah.
a lot of blind jokes over the years. You must
Yeah,
have.
probably. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. How does Helen Keller read the waffle? How does Helen Keller read the waffle iron? Very carefully with her fingers, you know. All right, no, it's how does Helen Keller burn her fingers? By reading the waffle iron. That's it. That's it.
Oh, is that the typical iron in US? A waffle iron, like
Waffle iron, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You know how they make waffles in the US? You know, the
Oh,
little,
waffle iron.
yeah,
Oh,
waffle
okay.
iron. Yeah,
All right. So
yeah,
she
yeah,
tests it and then she puts
yeah,
her
yeah,
fingers there.
yeah. Burn,
Ah,
yeah.
that's
That's
a
how she
tough
burned her
one.
fingers.
She was blind and deaf
And
at the
deaf.
same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, that would be a
That,
challenge.
but
Yeah.
that's pretty rare, isn't it? Like really, really rare.
Probably, but there are some. I mean, I know there's a club for them in the United States, but
There's a
several.
club.
Yeah, but
Mm,
yeah. And even I'm trying to think that there's people that are blind and deaf that get seeing eye dogs. And I think there are people that are blind and in wheelchairs, rarely, but
oh
they get seeing
wow.
eye dogs too. Yeah.
But I guess there must be like war veterans that have uh been witnessed an explosion or something and maybe blind, but also losing lost a limb or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. They were maybe born blind and then maybe cerebral palsy or, who know. I had a client once when I was doing psychotherapy and I was seeing his brother and sister who were like, oh, I don't know, 13 and 15. And one day they just happened to mention they had a brother, just, oh yeah, I have a brother. And
Right.
who is blind, deaf, and in a wheelchair and eating out of a feeding tube. It's like, how bad was
Oh,
that? And he was like 11 or something. And I said, do you interact with him? They go, no, we just let him sit there. It's like, oh, poor
oh
guy. What
no.
a life would that be? Blind, deaf,
Uh,
developmentally delayed, and in a wheelchair and on a feeding tube. I was like five. Jeez, what was the purpose for that life?
I mean, is it like do you think spiritually like there's do you have this belief that people choose things that happen in this life? There's a belief that you choose your
Yeah,
parents, choose
yeah,
your
yeah,
diseases and
yeah,
all that.
yeah. I think so. In
Yeah.
in the big picture, yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, what would make him on a spiritual level to? I mean, the patience you'd have. Well, maybe he doesn't. If he's development delayed, which he was, maybe he doesn't even have to learn patience. I don't know. What would
Right.
you learn? I mean, being totally dependent on everybody
Mhm.
for your existence and not to have any contact with anybody unless they touched you.
Right.
Because you're in a chair, you're developmentally delayed, you can't see them, you can't hear them, you can't interact with them unless they touch you. And even then you
I,
can't communicate because you don't have the language and you're developmentally delayed. And
oh man,
you can't even feed yourself and you have a feeding tube. I
what
mean,
kind of life
totally
is that?
depending.
Wow.
I know, totally dependent. Yeah. And then what's the lessons for everybody around him?
Right. I was gonna say
Because
that maybe it's
they chose that too.
hmm. You think everybody
Yeah,
chose that?
in a
So
way, in a big spiritual sense,
do you think like let's say that before you come into existence, you choose even the kids you're gonna have, or maybe it's do you think there might be an accident? Like, oops, we made another
Oop,
kid.
oop, yeah, oops, didn't mean that one.
Yeah,
I don't, I think it's,
didn't
yeah,
mean you, but yeah,
oh,
it
yeah,
happened.
that, oh, well, yeah, too bad we made you. But, and then sometimes parents put that energy out, to that, being, uh, I think it's all kind of, I think we script it before we come. I mean,
Yeah,
I would say that at the beginning of my book. I do it in a kind of a fun way that, I'm sitting on a cloud and I'm having a great time being a little angel. And then I go, oh, I think there's more to life than just being a little angel. And poof, I go to God and go, hey, I want to go back to earth now. And God goes, okay, but you're going to have inner sight, but you're not going to have outer sight. And I go, okay, great. And then poof, you know, but he didn't say, and by the way, your parents will be alcoholic and you'll be abused and you'll have hard finances and but and you'll be suicidal at one point, but hey, good luck to you. Bye. Shh, good luck in that.
right. But then
And I'll
you,
go back up and go, thanks, that was really fun. Oh, you were, yes, for it. I know.
but then if you chose it, then you'd know, you would see maybe presumably part of that contract or your life contract or
Oh, sure.
whatever.
Oh, sure. In the
Yeah.
big picture, but we don't know that because it's kind of erased from our conscious brain, I think, in some
Yes.
ways, so that way we don't know what's, and in some ways that's good. We don't know what's coming ahead.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
because
really?
then everything
That?
would be,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah, everything would be like
You,
known, and then it would
yeah,
be
yeah.
boring.
It'd be very boring, or we'd be even fear because you go, oh, tomorrow that's happening. No, no, I don't want tomorrow to come. Or we could, or yeah,
Right.
it'd be boring because we know it's coming. So why work? Yeah, that's going to
Yeah,
happen
it's like
anyway.
in the contract it says
So
my uncle is coming tomorrow to stab me with a knife. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm
yeah,
gonna
I think I'll go out the back door and take a train somewhere else.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Well, wait, he was on the train. Darn, I
yeah,
didn't
I'm
see
going
that
to
coming.
Kansas. Bye bye.
Yeah,
I'll see you. I'll
right,
see you in next
right,
life.
right, right. Yeah, I'm following you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, see,
That's great.
by the way, you said you're a psychotherapist?
I do have that in my past. Yeah, I
Ooh,
was. Yeah,
that's it's really interesting.
yeah.
Wow. So you learn everything about Braille. Like I guess Helen Keller also did like like that's even worse, like having lack of
She had to do it all by Braille. I mean, back then, well, of
right.
course, audio wouldn't, help her, but they didn't have electronic Braille back then. So, yeah, and Braille. Well, I could ask Siri when Helen Keller was born. I should know that.
Oh yeah. She was oh, I
Hold
don't
on.
know. I don't know.
Hold on. Where's my phone?
I
Where's my
think
phone?
I think she was she died. I'd venture on to say that she died in 1950 something.
Let's see here. If I can get my phone to work. This is what we do in all podcasts, Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Not really. There we go. When was Helen Keller born?
Helen Keller was born June 27th, 1880.
1880. And
When she die?
when did Helen Keller die?
I didn't catch that.
When did Helen Keller die?
Helen Keller was born June 27th,
Okay,
1880
fine.
and died June 1st, 1968.
1968.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. When was Louis Braille born?
Louis Braille was born January 4th, 1809.
1809.
Hmm.
So Louis Braille, when was Braille invented?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear
Yeah,
you.
fine.
Could you-
Well, maybe. When was Braille invented?
Braille was formed in 1824.
1824. So Louis Braille invented Braille 1824. Gosh, and he was 9 from 24 is 13 years old. Now 1824, Helen Keller born in 1880, which makes it only 3 from 8 is 56 years later. And what's 56 years? And would say, she didn't really learn that. Let's say 70 years later. So 70 years after Braille was invented, Helen Keller was learning Braille,
Hmm.
which isn't really that long in a way. But, to get that to be universal
Right,
and
right.
for books to be in Braille and stuff.
Wait,
Yeah.
he was 13 years old when he invented Braille?
Yeah, he got, I think when he was 8, he was working in his father's, he was in France, and
Yes.
he was working in his father's like shoe shop, I think.
Hmm.
And he had like an instrument that had um, a sharp end to it, like an ice pick. That was kind of my vision what it looked like. And he slipped, and it bam got him in one eye, and that eye got infected. And then, of course, usually when one eye gets infected, the other one did too. So the other one followed
Oh.
suit. So by the time he was 13, he was blind. And I'm sure he said to himself, well, there must be a way to write Braille. So he came up with the Braille alphabet. And it follows a pretty cool pattern if you look at it. But the one letter that does not follow the pattern is a W, and that's because W is not in the French language. So they had to add that one
Ah.
later. But everything follows this little pattern. Like the first 10 letters, yes, are a certain combination. And then the next 10, which is K through T, is the same 10, but they add a dot, one more dot to it. And then U through Z, except for W. So XYZ follows, they add two more dots to the original pattern. And that follows this, that's like A through E. And then, except for that W, that screws up the whole thing. And then,
Yes, of
and then
course.
the numbers are the same as A through J is 1 through 9, and then J is 0. So it all follows a pattern. And then music braille is a whole different animal, and math braille, and all that. They just take the same basic things and then say, oh, now this is music braille. Oh, now this is math braille. Oh, now this is computer braille. And then they've revised, not that you asked for this whole thing, but they revised the braille system about 5 years ago. So all countries that speak English or read English braille have gone under a new system called Unified, what is it? UEB? Unified English Braille. And they've added, they've taken some symbols away that we all dearly loved. And then they said, no, now these are now that. And they've added a whole bunch of new ones because they think we need to know a square bracket and a round bracket for a computer braille. So they made all these new computer braille symbols because they didn't have computers 100 years ago. So
Right.
or
So
200 years ago.
do you think it's better, the new system, the unified system?
I could have done just with the old system, is fine. I don't care if I know what a round bracket or a square bracket is. To me, a bracket's a bracket, and who cares? But I guess the people that are in that field care, but I certainly don't.
Yeah, it's all academic types that like know what's best for people, and then they come up with stuff.
Right. And
well, Braille himself was blind, so that's why he came up out of necessity.
Yeah.
These people do it because they're like, we think we'd be nice, and I think everything will be nicer if this was unified, and we're gonna be so smart by implementing this.
Right. Yeah. And was that a want or a need? Yeah. And did we really need that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe for that just like we have certain math symbols for math and for music, those symbols are only known to the people that do those fields. So why not make up their own code for those fields and let the rest of us have our regular braille that we have? Why do we all have to suffer because of them and their computer braille? Come to think of it, maybe somebody's listening who knows braille might go, yeah, that was a good idea. Yeah, we shouldn't have changed it for everybody. And then of course they wanted to make it unified for all the countries. So, but did all the countries have a problem? I don't know.
Probably they're like, well, we don't agree with this new system, but
we don't like American braille. We had to have our own British braille. I mean, really.
But I guess the problem becomes like, if you go to let's say Austria, and their braille is different, then they're gonna be like, well, I cannot read this.
Right, but it wouldn't have been that far off. But I'm sure they must have had probably some like. But if you read German braille, it would be German. Different.
It would be in German too.
Well, right? And A, you have the German language, but B,
yes.
B, there's the B factor. So in America braille, you have, let's say, a word that ends in TH. And I mean, we have words that end in ING, ER, WH, no. TH, ED, there's yes. COM, CON, ATION, TION, SION, all those different things that we have that fit our language. Well, in Germany, they don't have that. They have like the word ICH, ich for I. So they don't have, they needed a CH sound. Now we have a CH sign in our braille, but I guess they didn't like our CH sign. So they said, let's take the TH sign that we use, the Americans use, and we'll make that our CH sign for ich. So not only are you learning the German language, but you're learning the different symbols. So it's like you're driving down the street and you see a turn right sign. I don't know if there's such a thing, but it's turn right arrow.
Is, but well, okay. Yeah, there probably is such a thing. Yes.
but now that turn right arrow means turn left.
Oh,
So
wow.
every time you see it, you go, no, wait, that's not turn right, that's turn left.
Yes.
So it's tricky. So one time I took a song, I was singing a German song, Gretchen am Spinnrad, and I said, I'm going to practice my German Braille, and I'm going to write this all in German Braille, all those little symbols.
Uh-huh.
I went back to sing it like 5 years later, and I forgot the whole thing. It's like, now I can't sing that song. I have no idea what those symbols mean, because I probably sent the books back, and I could care less after a while.
By the way, how do you know? I guess you have to ask your phone what time it is, because I'm like,
Yeah.
usually I'm able to check, but I'm like, oh, actually,
Oh, you want to know what time it is here?
no. I'm just like,
Okay.
like from a practical standpoint, I'm asking. Well, you have to
I
ask
asked the phone, or they have Braille watches. I mean, I used to have
Braille
watches.
watches. Wow.
Yeah, Braille
So
watches.
I guess they're digital. Some like they changed the what it says on it, or
Now, I think with iPhone, they do have iWatches. Like the regular iPhone talks for blind people. If you can, all you have to do, anybody who wants to play a trick on your sighted friends, all you have to do is push your home button down and say turn voiceover on or off. So if you turn it on, then you run your finger down the screen, your finger will tell you what's going on. Of course, then you're going to try to navigate it. And we have little symbol, things like 2-finger double tap means turn it on, and 2-finger double tap turns it off, and 3-finger triple tap and double taps do different things. And so we can navigate the screen easier. But if you want to have fun with your friends, push your home button, say turn voiceover on. It's best to do it when they're in the bathroom so they don't know that's happening. And then have them, call them, and then have them figure out, try to answer the phone or navigate their screen. It's really kind of a riot. But then to turn it back off, you have to say, hey, push the home button down, say, hey, Siri, turn voiceover off. That's how you.
But so they wouldn't be able to, without that, they wouldn't be able to turn it off. What's happening? So they wouldn't know
Well,
what's
they'd have to
happening with the
call
phone.
somebody. Yeah, they wouldn't know what's going on. Or they just call Apple something, and they go, oh yeah, your voiceover got turned on.
So does every phone have this, not just Apple? I guess Samsung and others.
Well, they might have their own thing. I'm not sure, but iPhones, iPads, all that work the same way.
Oh, I didn't know
So
this.
it's built in. What else did I discover it was built in the other day? Oh, I didn't know we had like air quality. You could ask the phone for the air quality and tell you that. It's like,
oh wow,
hey, cool.
Well, what is it?
What is it? Well, let's see.
What does it tell you about the air quality?
It just says
how much oxygen is here in this room, or
no, it says, what's the air quality?
The air quality is moderate at 55 right now.
55, that's pretty good.
That's kind of cold, no? 55.
No, that's not the temperature. That's just the air quality, like how much smoke and stuff is in the air. Temperature, what temperature is it?
It's about 88 degrees
88.
outside.
So.
Oh yeah, you in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the summer.
That's what I reckon.
Yeah. What's 88 in Celsius?
What would you like to convert it?
What's 88 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
88 degrees Fahrenheit is 31.1 degrees Celsius.
31.1.
Wow, that's really hot, actually. That's really hot.
We're sorry. We're sorry for you. Yeah. 31.
But
Yeah.
you are inside in a
I am inside.
In probably an air-conditioned room, because air conditioners are a lot more common in North America than they are in Europe.
Yeah, mine hasn't kicked in yet because I keep mine. Well, it was 57, so you're making me work today. What's 57 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
57 degrees Fahrenheit is 13.9 degrees Celsius.
So it started out at 13.
That is cold.
So I had the windows open all night and all that. So I closed them, when it got a few degrees higher than that. And I have them open a crack because I like hearing what's going on outside. But the air conditioning hasn't kicked on yet.
I have a question about, I think I know the answer, but all right. So and some people have a problem with pornography and all that, and I guess
That's not a problem with me. I don't care.
but I
Yeah.
guess the substitute is that I think for people that can see, I think there's novels that they read. So I guess there's audiobooks, so that kind of novels. I guess for women that's more of a thing. I never read one of those cheap
I don't,
romantic
yeah.
novels.
There are, I don't know if there's like a pornography novel. I don't know. Audio
Pornography
format.
for blind people, like
Yeah, in audio. I haven't ever checked. I should
on
look that up.
vinyl.
Yeah.
Imagine on vinyl.
Yeah, there you go. But I have read books that sometimes have little sex scenes in them, especially if I'm outside. And the book's, probably a fine book, but there it is, But you're outside, you go, oh, wait, got to turn that down.
Pause. Siri, pause.
Wait, Mayday. I don't want the neighbors to hear that. It's like, I'm really not reading this horrible
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
It's just,
Safe word. Stop.
Yeah, really. No, Mayday, please don't. Oh, I'm sorry you heard that. Yeah. Like, oh, too bad for
Oh,
you.
boy.
Oh, well. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know if they have pornography in Braille. Don't know. I've been to movies. I did one once in college. Somehow my friends, they like, let's do something like wild and crazy and daring that none of us would ever do.
Of course.
Wait, God, it was horrible. I used to sit there and hear the sound effects. It's like, oh, really? It was just totally boring.
But obviously, if it was just for,
just sound effects, like,
right.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, that is horrible. That's probably
Yeah.
Worse than the real thing.
Probably so. Yeah, I just left and went, never do that again. That was a waste. I don't know if they got anything out of it. I don't remember, but I remember me not getting anything out of it. Yeah.
I guess growing up must be also tough because you probably learn at a very young age you're different than other people.
Yeah. I learned, well, I probably knew because of my brothers, and they probably put that in my head pretty quickly. Like
Well, what did they put into your head?
Yeah, I was thinking about that in kindergarten too. So, but before that, my brothers, they would, I can remember being young, so maybe 5-ish, whatever. And I can remember my brother, I had a little bit of sight at that point, but not as good as they did. And so they must have learned young too that, hey, Gail's different, so they figured it, yeah. And my parents probably didn't. Now, who knows what they said? Oh, now be nice to your sister. She can't see. I don't know. But I can remember climbing a tree one time, and we get to, so if I'm 5, my older brother would have been 7. So it was an oak tree. So it was a branch that went out at a 90-degree angle from the tree. And so we climb up and we climb out this branch, and everybody went ahead of me. Yeah, my bad. Or their bad. I don't know. But anyway, so they get all out and they jump down, or they had a ladder to jump down. And when it came my turn, they took the ladder away. And I looked down and I kind of went, huh, I'm not going to jump down. There's no way, and they ran off laughing, thinking that was really fun. So I was trapped in the tree until my daddy came home and rescued me out of the tree.
Oh my God. So you were there for a couple hours.
Yeah, for a while. And I don't know why my mom didn't come get me, but maybe she didn't know I was trapped up there.
Yeah, probably didn't see you.
Yeah, really. I'm in the tree. Where's Gail? Oh, she's in the tree. So, and then another time, same time period, we went, and there was a field next to our house with a farmhouse in it. And I kept saying, I want to go home. I want to go. And I could kind of see my house from far away, but I didn't know how to get to it because this is a big cornfield and all the corn stalks are taller than me. And I couldn't, and I'm a kid. So I didn't know how to get to that, but I knew my house was over there, but I'm over here. So we get to this barn and we're all playing. We go in, and if the cows weren't there, the farmer wasn't there. It's just a barn with hay in the loft. And we climb up the ladder and we're in the loft playing in the hay field, the hay bounds of hay, having a great time. It's like, oh, hey, let's jump in this. So like jumping in leaves. And all of a sudden I notice that it's quiet. It's really quiet.
Oof.
And I kind of
That's not a good sign.
not a good sign. And I come out of my little hay and I'm on the loft. And again, my older brother probably signaled to everybody else, hey, let's do this, you know. And so, yeah, he took the ladder away. And so I'm stuck in the loft. And so the farmer comes in and goes, where, what are you doing up here? And where do you live? I don't know. I live somewhere. I don't know how he found me, but my
Oh
home.
my
But
goodness.
yeah, lovely
Uh,
moves.
that's yeah, but
Yeah.
this like really kind of cruel games that the
Yeah, yeah.
kids even play.
But in kindergarten, well, two things happened that made me know I was kind of different. Then one of them was um, we had to draw flags. We had to make, the little blue
Mm-hmm.
rectangle, and then we etched out little places, scratch it with our fingernails to make like stars. And we had to put little red lines on the white paper to make the stripes.
Right.
And mine weren't, they were okay, but it wasn't great. And I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And because I had some sight, but just not 20/20. And then we had to staple it to our stick, and mine wasn't, again, exactly perfect. So I can remember marching around the room while they played the Star Spangled Banner, and we all was marching proudly around our little circle for our little flags. And the kids they laughed at my flag, So I knew
Uh,
then, like you said, cruel things, but
yeah.
yeah. And then when we had to go do a eye test, and so by then I must have figured out, and we are still in kindergarten, and I don't know if it's the middle of the year, what part of the year, but so we go and I'm last. Why am I always last? I don't know, God. So anyway, so I'm last and everybody else is going. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, I'm not going to be able to see this eye chart. I must have known.
Yeah.
Um, and so it gets my turn. He says, come on in. And I just run the opposite direction. Like, nope, don't think so. I'm not doing this. See ya.
But they eventually got you, and
I don't
you
know what
find out.
happened. I don't know what if they figured it out. I don't know. I just remember running away.
Uh, you knew there was
So
something bad. That was
yeah, I was like,
something
yeah, I'm not
you,
gonna be able to see that. Yeah,
yeah, something you
yeah,
couldn't bear to face at that young
right.
age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, maybe he would have handled it with grace, but and maybe because my parents didn't handle it nicely, that being blind in my family was like being bad. So wasn't
Yeah.
like being blind was okay. So, and so maybe I thought he was going to put that same energy on me, and I didn't want to be bad, so
Right. Right.
I
That's
already felt bad enough as a kid,
right. That's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
Like a protective mechanism, defense
Right.
mechanism against
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
ran away.
by the way, so how do you like picture some of these let's say actors like Arnold
Mm.
Schwarzenegger and people like that,
Oh, let's
Sylvester
see.
Stallone.
No, I don't have one for him.
You don't have one for him.
I probably, if I heard the voice, I probably would, but Schwarzenegger, I
Yo,
figured that.
Adrian. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
that's
like a
Lester.
famous line from Rocky, I think.
Okay, I don't think I've seen Rocky, so maybe that's
Oh,
my.
okay. Well, it's a
Okay,
lot of boxing. Probably wouldn't be that
yeah,
interesting for
yeah,
you.
maybe they described it, maybe,
Right, right,
and
right.
maybe so, but yeah.
The guy, I know one guy one punches guy two, and guy two punches back guy one. No, well, I guess they
Yeah,
said the names, but yeah,
right, right,
right.
yeah, yeah. Boom, the other one, yeah, they probably would go that fast. They probably would go, in the, my like left jab, right? They might do it, but yeah,
Right,
not
right,
every
right.
single, not all the details. But Schwarzenegger, um, I would probably imagine him with huge muscles because he used to work out a lot. So I would think good biceps and they probably call that the six pack thing and just very, all muscle,
Right.
no fat, kind of a
Uh,
thing. And I guess
I,
I'd put him tall,
but
but
you know
yeah.
what happens with that those people is just like when he was governor, I think
Uh-huh.
Schwarzenegger was not fit at all. But then when he came back, like he did a Terminator in 2015, and I think he left
Ah,
his governor like position in 2012. So,
okay.
but what happens with the body becomes like if you don't work out every day, it
Right,
becomes back flubby, like
right,
normal. So he had
right,
to work back up. Like, but I think once you were like muscly before, it's easier to build back. But I think
right,
with his
right.
age, because he's like must be like 65 at least. So
Mhm.
maybe it's harder with his age
Oh,
to
I'm
build
sure.
back
I'm
up.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So he doesn't look quite as muscular as he did.
No, I think now, yeah, but also age plays a factor, because
Sure.
if you're muscly at 21, you're gonna
Right.
look a lot better than if you're full of muscles at 65, I think,
Right. Right.
because it
Yeah.
just I don't know, the body just looks better, and
Right. Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's more taut, more fit. Yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
just naturally more fit. So, but also the way,
Gravity. It's gravity.
and yeah, and the way your face looks as well, because your
Sure.
face changes. Your face changes. I don't
Well,
know how
there you
much
have
you,
it. Huh.
yeah, yeah, because like when you
Uh-huh.
see people that are 20, their face is different, and when you see people that are 45, the face changes,
Huh.
and usually women are hit the hardest, because like when they okay, so what happens is they usually really desired when they're like 18 to 25, and then it kind of starts to go down a little bit depending how much they take care of themselves, right?
You're gonna get in so much trouble by somebody over here. Some of the audience is gonna go, hey, watch it now, watch it.
Hey,
Ah, hey,
the
hey.
audience is not big enough for that to happen yet, I think.
Okay, all right. Watch out. I'm
I'll
gonna blast it to everybody. Watch out.
and
In this
so
segment, he knocks down women. Watch it. So you can, so you can write that in your session notes. Yeah.
yeah. So, but
Yeah.
it's interesting, like
And look at Gail. She's really over the hill. Just saying. Way over. But yeah, I'm sure it depends on how, because I have a friend and we're both the same age. Now I don't know what she says about me, but she'll say, I'm all wrinkled and everything. I go, huh? I said, well, do you do your skincare system? She goes, no. I go, well, there you have it. I said, not that I know what I look like and how many wrinkles I have, but I go, well, I do mine every day, twice a morning and night.
Oh,
I choose to do that, because I know it's important for our skin. So, and I go, so I can't help you. You didn't do that your whole life. So I don't know. I mean, there are days I miss, of course,
is
but
there an app where if you can ask Siri, like, is Siri, is there
hey,
something on my face?
yeah, Siri, am I ugly today? Do I have wrinkles today? What do you think? Siri, please help me out here. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like the mirror on the wall. What do I look like? Just tell me.
Yeah, mirror, mirror,
You're on the wall.
mirror
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
wall. Tell me what I look like today.
Gail, today you're number 8. To improve your skin color, go please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or your skin cancer has come back today. Please go see the dermatologist immediately to get
Yeah.
those taken off.
Yeah. Your risk of skin cancer today has increased by 800%. Please
Yeah.
see a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. Shouldn't have gone outside yesterday. So sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
some
great.
people say that actually getting the sun is good. I guess
Well, a little
hold
bit,
on.
it's like everything. A little bit's good, but too much is not a good thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess when you go out to the sun, you definitely feel it, the warmth
Oh
on the
yeah.
skin,
Oh
and
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, it's
I
quite
eat lunch
good.
every day outside,
Oh,
so
really?
my ode to skin cancer or whatever. Ode to being my vitamin D. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like, no matter what the temperature is, I make a salad and I get a peach and a Zevia root beer and I go outside and sit in my patio and have lunch. So yeah.
Oh, so you like have like it's like a balcony or
Yeah, baby balcony. Yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of a wannabe. It's just big enough for a small table and 2 little chairs. So not very
okay.
big. Yeah.
But very nice.
Yeah.
You have a nice place. You live, I guess, in Denver.
Yeah, near Denver. I'm like
Mm,
half a mile from Denver. So
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's I think Colorado. I used to live in Wyoming for a while. It was a
Oh
very
yeah.
nice state. You know what happens is this is very interesting, because like when you're like on the sea level, like when you're really
Hmm.
high altitude, that what happens is the gravity is not as severe. So we play football, and
Uh-huh.
what happened was you kick the ball, and because the air is not as dense, the ball, I look at the ball and it would fly up so much higher. I was like, what's going on? It's like You have a feeling like you could kick the ball into space.
That's why people say about the baseball team here, they throw they hit the ball and wow, they do so. Our team, which is called the Rockies, they always do well at home, but when they go anywhere else, they crash and
Oh,
burn for whatever reason. So,
yeah, they're
um,
used to the altitude,
I guess, yeah,
and also yeah, because I didn't think of this. Like if they play baseball in Denver, yeah, obviously it's a lot easier to score a home run because you don't have to
right,
hit as hard
right,
because the
right.
air is not as dense.
Yeah, they should really go train in Florida or somewhere.
Yeah, this no, they
Yeah,
should go train near the Sea of Galilee in Israel,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah, somewhere
minus almost,
minus.
yeah, it's like minus 200 meters. How much is that in
Whoa,
feet? They're
200
below sea
meters.
level.
Wow. Let's see. What's 200 meters?
200 meters is 656.17 feet.
Okay,
250, what do you say?
260 feet.
266. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's quite a
so
bit.
but because it's possible there that if the land is not near the sea and you have enough
Hmm.
land
Oh,
in
interesting.
between,
Right,
so
right.
it goes down, so it's below sea level. But I think that's not, maybe there's but I think it's one of the lowest points on Earth as far as being,
Wow.
yeah. And
I think there's other places that are starting to get that way because of, global warming and stuff. Like Miami, I've heard there's places in Miami that are that water comes in
oh
pretty a
yeah,
lot.
but
Yeah,
they're just above sea level, so
right.
but
But
there's
not much
different,
anymore. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. If the
I think
sea,
Venice has some trouble too.
yeah, there in Israel also they have the Dead Sea, which is very salty, and that's an amazing
Ah,
experience because you
oh
float.
yeah.
You cannot dive in the water, and if you try to dive and open your
Uh-huh.
eyes, it would, if you
Oh, burn
were,
your eyes.
yeah, no, you'd probably go blind. I'd probably go
Really?
blind. Yeah, because the salt is so potent,
So
you'd probably
intense.
die actually.
Huh.
Yeah, it's something to do with the water. That's why you're
So
floating
you
up,
can't.
because
Yeah.
you, yeah, it's just an amazing place, and I was kind of scared to like not move too much, but it's
Huh.
wow, it's an amazing experience, and after you feel like because the water is so salty, you feel kind of
Huh.
slimy almost, like of all
Oh
that
yeah.
salt and
Huh.
all that.
Right. Yeah. So ew, get this off. Ugh.
Yeah,
Huh. Huh.
yeah.
So you
Have to.
can't swim in it. I
You,
get.
well, you can. You're just floating.
Yes, really.
You
Huh.
don't have to know how to swim. You're
Yeah.
just gonna float.
Yeah. If you ever want to get rid of your children, throw them into the Dead Sea. They will not drown, but you'll get great satisfaction from throwing them in. Take that. Boom. Ah.
Is
Ah, ah.
is stand up something you enjoy?
No, but people say I'm pretty, funny if I want to be. I can't do
Yes.
it if I had to be, but if I'm spontaneous about it, it
But
seems to fall
you
out
know
of me.
what? It's really simple. But well, you know what they do is they test the jokes. So it's all about testing. They
Right,
test it in
right.
front
And
of the audience.
timing, right.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, okay, I'll tell you this. That there was this one guy, because I used to do like I used to go to a few courses, and I went to a stand-up course in Glasgow a few times,
Hmm.
and I stayed after the course to see the show for free because the teacher was like, "Oh,
Sure.
I'll just get you in for free." So I watched
Nice.
it, and yeah, it was really nice, and this guy was killing it, like in front, every joke like was a home run, like
Right,
everybody's
right,
laughing. And then later I
right.
asked him like, how do you do this? He's like, he kind of shook his head and like really gravely, he's like, oh man, this is a lot of hard work. He's like 98%, 99% of jokes are written I threw away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like one
Yeah.
of the jokes, he said, this is kind of not PG, but
Ah.
he said that they asked him to speak at a sex conference, but he pulled out at the last minute.
Oh, that's bad. That's
But
bad. That's
that
cute.
you know what,
Right,
with that audience, it killed
right.
it.
It
He
worked.
killed it.
Right,
He killed it.
right, right. Yeah.
It was really
Yeah.
amazing.
You wouldn't want to say that in church on Sunday morning, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe it might, yeah, it
Imagine
could
if the
work.
priest said that as in his
Yeah.
sermon.
Yeah.
That would be like,
Right.
ooh.
Like, okay. Probably depends how liberal the church was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. Because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah. Probably not
there.
good in Baptists, but you know, we're just going to slam everything we can do today. So we got the Baptists, we've gotten women. Not sure else who we've slammed, but you know, we thought this was inspiring, but we're sorry. Well, it's really it's all that jazz and more. Jazz slam. That's what you've heard of a home slam dunk. This is a slam dunk. That's what this is.
Right.
I think that's a basketball term.
Yeah,
Slam dunk.
I love the term, but you know, it also looks like really cool because like you know but you have to be really tall to do a slam dunk,
I
obviously.
guess that's true. Yeah.
Really, really
Yeah.
tall. Have you
Yeah.
ever have you ever felt like the rim?
The rim?
The basketball
I
rim.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember. How about that? Maybe. I mean, I know it's a hoop and it has a net on it, and I know it's on a board. I don't know if I've seen it or felt one, a real one. So if I
Yeah,
have, it's
because
been a very long time. I'll
right,
say
because
that.
they
Because what? Is
if
it 7 feet? It's not 7 feet up. It must be
no,
10.
it's
How high is
yeah,
it?
I think it's
We're gonna make it up now.
okay,
Let's
10
see.
between 9
Let's
and
see.
11
10.
feet, I
Okay,
think.
let's see. How high is a basketball hoop?
Here's what I found from Wikipedia.org. The top of the hoop is 10 feet,
Top of the hoop.
305 centimeters above the ground.
Okay, top of it's 10 feet.
No, but what about the rim though? How far
Okay.
from the ground is the rim?
How, wait a minute. What? How far around is the rim?
No, no,
How tall is the rim from the floor?
yeah.
I think he said 10 feet, but
Try.
how tall from the floor is the rim of a basketball hoop?
Okay, I found this on the web for how tall from the floor is the rim of a basketball hoop.
Yeah,
Check it out.
I don't want to.
Basketball rim height. Rookie row. Basketball rims over 10 feet or 3 meters tall for high
Yep,
school
10 feet.
like
Oh, okay. Got it. 10 feet.
10 feet.
That's a lot. So if you're
Well, it
six,
depends on, yeah, if you're
well,
6 feet, well, if you're 6 feet, it's 4 feet above that. So, you know, if you jump, that's not that bad.
yeah, because
I mean, you have arms that go up above
arms,
that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
you have
you got
to
arm,
jump
it, and
two
then,
2 feet
yeah.
at least.
There you go.
What do you got?
How
2
high
feet?
can you jump? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a famous movie called The White Man Can't Jump, and it's about
Oh, that's
it's
cute.
about
And now we're bashing white men, just to say. Just
I mean,
here it comes.
yeah, this is really popular because bashing white people is something that has come into
It's really
fashion.
kind of fun. Oh, is it really? All right.
Yeah.
We're in style then. All right. Well,
Well,
white people could use some bashing. Yeah, because they think they're so superior. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No, we're we on this show we're for equality, and
That's right. Absolutely.
absolute equality, right? But
Totally.
there was I'll tell you, like I'm in university now, and last year they gave us like it was a book on further reading for one of the weeks in theater class of all classes, and it said.
Uh-huh.
And there was a book about why I'm no longer talking to white people about race. It was written by a female Black author, and somewhere in the book she says that if you're white, you're racist, even if you don't think you are.
Right.
And
Right.
that's
Absolutely.
not right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
somewhere in the book, she relates a story how she goes to a Caribbean restaurant, and the owner like waits until the white people leave, and then he says to her like, oh, I saved the best part of the meat for you, for because I always save it for our people. And imagine if the
Oh,
roles were reversed. Imagine if a white person
yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
wouldn't go down too well, would it?
No, it wouldn't. No,
Right.
no. Yeah.
So
It's not good.
yeah,
Yeah.
equality is best, actually.
Yeah,
Equality is the
absolutely. Yeah, because
best.
we're all human. We're all equal. We're all doing the best we can with what we got. And white people can't help their white more than I can help. I'm blind. It's just the way we're born and
Right.
made. It's the difference is the ego, that thinks that white, black, or whatever color you are, or race or gender, or whatever, is that if one person thinks they're more superior to somebody else, that's where the trouble comes in. And none
Mm,
of us are superior to anybody else.
yes. Except in basketball, some people have more
Well, there you
skill
go.
and they're taller.
Well, but that's the same with anything.
Yes.
Computer operators have more computer skills, and whatever you are in your field, you have more skills. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, we have to differentiate skills between the worth of a person. I think we're all
Right.
equal, but
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
not
We're all
all
equal,
equally talented, obviously, and
but
not what.
we're all given our gifts in different areas.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my gifts have been music and psychology and singing, but yeah, you wouldn't want to hire me for a rocket scientist.
Right. Let's
You
say I
know.
was your patient in psychiatry. What would be
Ooh.
your first thing you'd ask me? Evaluate me a little
Well,
bit.
first thing I'd ask you, well, you're sitting down, so I'd say, so what brings you here today? That would be my first thing falling out of my mouth.
I'm just trying to find my purpose. I'm kind of
Oh,
going through the motions. I'm moving to Glasgow. I'm looking for an apartment. It's stressful. What can I do to be more on the ball with what I'm doing?
mm.
Mm.
And probably next thing I'd say is say more about that.
You're just gonna let me speak about my problems, and then you're like,
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
last thing I would say would like each sentence I would say something, and then you just repeat it in different ways, and you'd be like, "Is that
Somewhat,
so?
yeah. Or
Is
or
that
I
so?"
might or I might, yeah, I go, or I do one of the favorite ones is I see. If you say something really yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't want to judge you, but I see. That was, yeah, not your wisest thing. Yeah. What makes you say, usually you ask who, what, when, where, how questions. You never ask a why question.
Oh,
What
like
makes,
I
because
I
why
didn't
is,
study, and you would be like, "Why?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just."
yeah, no, it's,
Then
yeah, you never say why. You say, well, how come you didn't study? Because why is, if I say, why didn't you study? That sounds more like I'm superior and I'm above you and
accusatory. Yeah.
I'm judging you. Why didn't you do
Yes.
that? It's sort of like your parent. Why didn't you do that? Because I didn't want to. That's why. And instead of, like, what makes you, how come you didn't do that? Yeah, well,
Because I wanted to watch TV. I wanted to like
oh,
play video games. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And then how'd that work out for you?
not well. I didn't pass.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Did you learn something from that? That'd be my aunt. That's not a therapist thing. My aunt would say, did you learn anything from that?
No, actually,
No.
I repeated
Okay.
the same
You
mistake
repeated.
again.
Oh, I see. There you go.
But isn't that
Spoken
human
of
nature? Like we
to
repeat
what?
the same thing
Oh,
over and over again.
until we get it. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Then we go,
The-
oh, what is it? If you keep doing the same thing you've always done, you're going to keep getting the same thing you've always gotten.
Mm. Wow, some wisdom. Are you a life coach? Are you a life coach? Are you inspiring people with your
I
wisdom?
hope so. I hope so. Who
I
knows?
you I
Who
saw
knows?
you
I
you
don't
made
know.
you made a speech in front of an
Uh,
audience, and that's
dun, 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 dun. Oh, sorry. You're great. It's kind of fun interviewing, talking to you, because
yeah.
it's just like talking. Usually, I had to be so formal.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. Well, I think the blinds have unlocked a new dimension into this conversation.
okay,
Because
great. I
I'm
like it.
like just
Go
it's
into
kind of
flow.
feels like I'm on radio. Like I'm
Oh,
just
that's
like
true. That's true.
I
So
don't
your
even know
audience
we're
goes,
being
God, what's
recorded
that?
because
There you go.
you know
And you
what,
have no idea.
usually it's self-consciousness as well, because I'm looking at the screen, but then I look over and see myself and the way I look, but then I look over to see, that's what
Uh-huh.
happens usually. But now
Right.
I have my eyes closed and I'm like, oh, I'm just talking to you, and I kind of forgot that we are also being recorded on video.
You'll go back later and go, oh my God.
Oh
And look
my,
what she's doing, yeah.
yeah, like look what I'm doing. I'm just looking at the wall and I'm like looking around.
And don't all blind people do that? Ooh, let's look over here. If I
Right,
did
right.
that when I was a kid, my parents would have slapped me. It's
Really?
like, yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, they would have not let me I always fed, face the people you're talking to, turn the lights
Oh,
on, blah, blah, look, quote, normal, that kind of
right.
thing.
Right. Oh, so they wanted you to behave in a sort of normal manner, even despite the fact that you're blind.
Yeah, because I can put my
Oh,
makeup on, I don't have to stand in front of a mirror to do it. I can do it in the middle of outside for all I care.
you can do it blindfolded.
That's right. That's right. Of course, that doesn't work real well for eyeshadow, mascara, or, anything eyes, but otherwise it works great. That's funny.
Do you have any overarching spiritual beliefs that you're like, yeah, this is definitely true? This is a big
Oh,
question.
wow, that's a big one. Well, yeah, anything spiritual, definitely true. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's all about love. I think that's definitely true.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's all about
Uh,
love.
I guess on the flip side, that'd be all about forgiveness. It's all about gratitude.
Hmm.
Yeah, those three would be like high up, and it's all about faith or believing in something bigger than you are that you can trust in, confidence in, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, knowing that you're not alone and that all things are possible, kind of a thing. But basically, when it comes down to it, it's all about love.
So it's
Yeah.
all about, I love that. But I think what's important, what I've learned is that if you don't really love yourself,
Yep.
it's hard to love others as well, because like
Absolutely.
it's similar.
Absolutely.
I think I always love, there's a philosopher I really love, Eric Hoffer, and he says, you lie the loudest when you lie to yourself, right? And
You lie the loudest when you lie to yourself.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. That's good.
because like people consider like a sin to be lying to others, but they don't
Mm,
think of anything to deceive themselves and lying to themselves.
right.
But that's
Right.
also, that's even probably a bigger thing, but you
Right.
don't think
Well,
twice.
similar to commitment. People think commitment is outward, to committing to somebody else. But really, commitment is between first you and your God, whatever that is, and then it's to you and yourself, and then it's to you and others. So when you break your commitment to others, you break your commitment to God. So it's really serious when you say, I commit to doing that, you better do that or it's between you and God. So sorry, but people don't get that,
Oh
you
my.
know.
But I
Yeah.
just put down
But
my
you can,
cup and
but
I
you
was
don't,
like, I hope it doesn't fall off the table.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. If you
Uh,
don't check it first, yeah, things can
But
happen.
that's really incredible wisdom, because like maybe it's my lack of commitment to myself then that I don't commit to like relationships and stuff. It's my lack of commitment to God, you're saying. That's interesting.
Well, maybe you're not choosing to be in one right now. You're not ready.
Yeah, but that's also true. Yes.
And if you're not ready on any little level, then it ain't going to happen.
I can see why you're you can psychotherapy people. How do you call it? How do you call it, psychotherapy people?
I like it. Psychotherapy people. I'm going to
I could
psychotherapy you.
I
Yes.
couldn't come
And your
up with
little
I
dog
couldn't come up
too.
with the right verb. I was like psychotherapy.
um,
Do therapy on people.
no wonder
Yeah.
you could do, yeah, be a good therapist. Yeah. And that
Yes.
was 20 years ago, so I haven't practiced in 20
Oh,
years, but I think, but once it's in you, it's in you. And I've had a lot of spiritual growth myself. So, I just keep growing and keep, expanding my own self and my own
mm,
brain and wisdom and heart and soul. And so you just keep growing,
right. You ever
and
heard of David R. Hawkins?
no.
He was a psychiatrist, actually trained as a psychoanalyst, and
Oh, okay.
but he was so he had a really scientific mind, and he became enlightened, I think, and he wrote
Mhm.
this a book called Map of Consciousness, and other books like
Mhm.
Transcending the Levels of Consciousness and stuff like that.
Like it.
And a book called Letting Go: The Pathway of Surrender. A really practical book, that one. But basically, the basis of his work is that there are a level of consciousness, and is the bottom is like shame, guilt,
Mhm.
fear, desire, anger, pride, and then by the level of courage, This start of positive emotions. So above the level
Uh,
of courage is like integrity, like
oh,
there's
cool.
neutrality, willingness,
Mm-hmm,
acceptance,
mm-hmm,
reason, wisdom, love, joy, and
mm-hmm.
then different levels of enlightenment. And then full enlightenment is like Buddha and Jesus.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
this
Wow.
so I find his work to be, for me, it was like so wow,
Yeah,
inspirational. Still
that's
is.
very cool. Yeah, that's
What
very cool.
what
Kind of
teachers
like
do you have?
Maslow. What?
Maslow. Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit,
well,
yeah.
Maslow, you have to, you have the physical needs to get to be fed and nurtured first. I mean, that you go through, and then once you get that, you get the, I don't know, society. I'm going to make them up. I don't know, but you end up with spiritual at the top.
Right,
You know?
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And I think we toggle sometimes between them all. We probably you or nor I or anybody is always at the spiritual 100% 24/7. We'd like to be, but I don't. I don't know. If I get off here and run into a wall, I can't say I'm going to go, wow, that was great. But that must have been some. Now I do sometimes, depending on what it is, but sometimes I'll run into it and I'll go, huh, what was I thinking negative right before that? Because
really?
sometimes the negative will go out there and take 16 seconds and will come back and it will magnify in your head and you go, or in your reality. So sometimes I go, really? I wasn't thinking anything negative. Wow, that was a really hard bash against a wall. And then sometimes I'll just run into it and go, "Wow, really?" Or sometimes I'll, depending on how hard I run into it, I might go, oh, that really hurt. Or I could end up in tears because it really did hurt.
Mhm.
So I'm not always 100% inspiring. I don't think. I'd like to be. I think, we all want to be that, but I don't know if there's, I don't know if Mother Teresa was that, or any of these people,
Right.
what if the person you're just talking about, what happens to him when he gets in a car, and is a red light and, the traffic's backed up and all that. Is he enlightened at that moment in time? I don't know. Maybe.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
don't
how
know.
many people bless the person in traffic that cuts in front of
Right,
them and stuff
right.
like that?
Because they're
That
giving you some extra time to be late, to think, to process, to practice patience, for Pete's sakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to be like spiritual in church and all that, but when
Right,
it comes down
right.
to it, like I find it, even with some of my family, like right now there was some inheritance stuff, and oh my goodness, so much anger
Mm-hmm.
came out of me,
Mm-hmm.
like resentment, and it was not,
Yeah.
what are some other people about what others are doing and my
Mm-hmm.
judgments about them. I was like,
Right, right.
wow, this
Look at
this
me.
is really
Look at me do
intense.
this. Yeah.
I'm
Sometimes
so
I even
judgy hard.
yeah. Sometimes I'll even say that. Like I did an email yesterday and to my assistant, and he's in India, so we can't really communicate. We can do
Oh.
some Zoom, but a lot of it's just through email. And I said, so I precursed it. I said, I know this will sound like anger, and I'm really not. I just, we just need to communicate. And what's going on with this, and this, and, I get back, just communicate with me.
You have an assistant in India. I need an assistant.
There you go. Well, there you go. Well,
How do you find an
I can give you his
assistant?
name.
Give me the process. How do you find an assistant?
I think there's a thing called virtualassistant.com, but
Oh.
and you can have mine if you want. I mean, I'm sure he probably has time. I don't know. So, the one I have now, there's a speaker friend I know, and she has this assistant in India, and she's amazing. I've worked with her a little bit, but she was too busy for me. Well, and the friend I have pays her. So, well, I pay mine too, but I think she pays her more than what I pay mine. So,
Oh, right.
but she knew this other person that would be willing to be my assistant. And so, so I got him, and then they consult together, those two.
Oh,
But
that's
so,
good.
which is nice. But he does all my social media for me, and he does all, post my blogs and all that. And then every once in a while I'll have him do something. But between him and my website people, I seem to get everything done that needs to be done.
Yeah, I think having an assistant and booking guests for me and all that, and
Yeah, no,
helping
I
me with my
agree. Right.
projects, that would be so
Yeah,
much fun.
I think and my next best thing, I think it'd be, I mean, he's great, but someday I think it'd be good to have somebody in the United States or something, you know, that I
Oh
could
yeah, yeah.
communicate with more pick up the phone and go, yo, you know.
Right, right. Yes,
Yeah.
somebody in the same time zone, not when they're
Right.
sleeping.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a problem
Yeah.
for me.
He's 12 hours away, you know, so by the time he
Right.
does a lot of his work at 2 a.m. because I get it usually from like 12 noon to 2 p.m. I get a lot of his emails. It's like, oh,
Right.
he must be
I'm not
driving now.
surprised. I do
Yeah.
some of them work yeah, later on as well. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So I talk about their circadian rhythms being off. Oof. Yeah. I don't know why you have problems. Yeah, you're working at night. Yeah.
Yeah, I had, one time I had on the show somebody that was studying the Ayurveda,
Oh
the
yeah.
Indian,
Uh-huh.
medicine. I told him, yeah, he's like, "Well, what time do you go to sleep?" And at the time, I was like 4 or 5 a.m. He's like, "Oh, very
Oh,
bad for
yeah. Yeah.
your
So
body type. You'd have to go to
yeah.
sleep between 10 and midnight, preferably
That
before 10
yeah.
p.m." I was
Yeah.
like, "All
That's what
right."
I try to do. Yeah, I try to do that.
Are
Don't
you trying
always,
to
but
do
I try.
that? That's good.
Yep, between 10 and 12. Yeah, but usually between 9 and 11, 11:30 sometimes, but 9 and 11 I try. I might start there at 9, and a lot of times I'll lay on the floor and meditate and kind of listen to some music and kind of wind down, and then I'll get up and head off.
By the way, you said 9/11, and I'm just occurred to me that it's gonna be
Oh yeah.
in a few weeks, it's gonna be 20
Yeah.
years since 9/11.
Yeah, that is
Isn't
true.
that
Huh.
crazy?
That is nuts. Yeah.
I was 14 when that happened. I was like, and every channel I switched, even here in Slovenia, like it
Hmm.
was this burning building, and I was
Yeah.
watching it live. I was like, well, what's going on?
Yeah, really. Yeah,
Yeah.
I I didn't, I saw some of it live, but of course later I always think it'd be cool to watch whatever that is live because you get more thorough coverage then than you do later. But
Yes.
I didn't know about it, you know, and I don't know, I don't know why I didn't turn the TV on that morning, but I didn't. And so I had a friend that was coming and he was doing some, I had a house and he was doing some construction work for me. And yeah, and he walks in the door and says, "Did you hear?" And I go, "No." So we ran up to the TV and I went, "Oh wow." You know, and it was eerie. We went out to lunch and nobody was around. I mean, it was almost like being in a
Oh,
pandemic kind of a thing. And
yeah.
no sound. It was
Right,
totally
right.
silent.
Everything
And
shut
it was,
down. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was really weird. And then I remember like 2 days later, some big, must have been some kind of governmental plane flew overhead and it was almost like a sonic boom kind of a thing. And everybody went, what is that? You know, why, why is that? You know, we were kind of a little freaked out there, you know, so
Right. See,
yeah.
when I have this, because I have this scarf on, I have no sense of time. Well, I
Oh
imagine
no.
there's about 60 minutes past right
Oh
now.
yeah. You are 1 hour and 21 minutes to be exact.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we should probably close soonish.
Or we could just talk about everything else. And it is, yeah, it is. Stay
The-
tuned. Next week we'll do part 2. Yeah, it'll be great. We'll just make this a weekly thing. If you for more fun and games, yeah, join us
Yeah,
next week.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think the sense of time gets warped when you're like really absorbed into something. And I noticed that, like, I was actually last night I was in hypnosis. Like I had,
Oh, cool.
I was accessing some past lives to
Oh, wow.
help of my one of my previous guests, and it was
Hmm.
quite fascinating. I got
Oh, I
into
bet that'd be
one where I
fun.
was a bird.
Oh, fun. I'd like to be that. Yeah, I want to be a bird. That'd be fun. To fly, to be free, to expand your little wings and
But
go all over.
But
That'd be kind
it's
of
not
cool.
without trouble because in that apparently
True.
there was monkeys that were troubling us.
Oh no, that's not a good thing if you're a bird. Yeah, that could be a bad day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the hawks come down and eat you, or anything. Yeah. Trouble in paradise. Yes, not good.
Oh, you know, that reminds me, like one of my joys is sometimes watching a documentary, but it occurred to me that you can't really appreciate it, but I guess you can appreciate the voice of the person. Like if
Right.
you,
Right. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. It's just like, you can't ever explain to, like your parents, like the beauty of a symphony. I mean, no matter how much you
right,
try, you just can't explain Rachmaninoff to somebody. I mean, it's just, even if you have the sound that goes through the floor and some of those capacities nowadays they have, it's still, you're never going to get it. Just like,
right.
so yeah, I'm never going to see the beauty of the little birds flying or understand all those visual things. Yeah, just never going to get it.
But you,
But I can learn about it and
right.
I can read about it, but to say I'll totally ever feel that, no, I'll never see, get the beauty of a sunrise. That's kind of wasted on me. Unless you put it to music, then okay. But even still, no matter what, I'll never get that, and that's just the way that is,
Maybe someday
maybe someday. Yeah.
there'll be a method where people will be able to heal that, if I guess if it's karmically permissible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And maybe it's okay. There's kind of a joke that said there's two babies and they're laying in the hospital,
Yeah.
and the one baby has milk and the other baby has water to drink. And the baby that has milk says to the one who is drinking the water, "Wow, don't you miss milk?" And the baby with water goes, "No, never had milk. I'm good over here. I'm just, thank you very much. I have my water," which is where I kind of feel. But
Yeah.
then one day, the baby who has milk said, "Hey, why don't you try this?" Now this will never happen with my sight, but but he says, "Why don't you try it?" And then the baby goes, "Oh yeah, that's good. Now I want that."
But wait, you said you used to see a little bit,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you have
I'd
some
partially, yeah, I have memories.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Right.
I know what colors are and some of that.
You
So
know what
that
the
does help.
US flag looks like and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. But to say, oh, what? Yeah, to say I know what a shark looks like
Right.
or something I've never seen, like I never seen that as a kid, or a whale. I have, I've seen stuffed whales. I've seen, but I've never been on one. Like let's go horseback riding on a whale. To see exactly, or let's go feel a dead one in a museum. I don't know. I've never. I know they weigh several tons. How many tons does a whale weigh? Another thing for Siri? I don't know. Boy, we're getting more use out of you today. How much does a whale weigh?
A lot.
Here's an answer from wikipedia.org.
Yeah.
Whales range in size from the 2.6 meter, 8.5 feet, and 135 kilogram, 298 lb, dwarf sperm whale, to the 34 meter, 112 feet, and 190 metric ton, 210 short ton, blue whale.
200 and something metric ton, whatever that is. Take
Yeah,
that.
I think
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's
Yeah. Yeah. 200 and something metric ton. I can say that.
tons. So so 1 ton is like 1,000 kilograms. So I think 1 kilo is like uh 1 kilo is like 2 pounds, 2 pounds and a half or more.
Yeah. 2.5 pounds. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. Or
so
2.2 pounds, I think.
so 1,000, so it said like what, 2 tons or something? So that
Metric
means it's
tons.
6,000 pounds. No, is that right? 6,000 pounds. That's a lot.
I don't
That's a
know. I
big
don't
boy.
know. Yeah. Yeah. And they ranged in size. So yeah.
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 Um,
Craziness. Whatever it
well,
is, it's big.
let's see. Do you
But
have any
yeah, pearls of wisdom? No.
parting wisdom? Yeah,
Parting wisdom. What? Parting wisdom. Be there, be square. No, that's not it. Parting wisdom. I have all kinds of parting wisdom. Like I always sign my emails. One of the ways I sign my blogs is change the way you see and change the way you live. That's one of
Oh,
my part.
you
That's
know, you
one
should
of my
read.
codes.
Have you ever read Eric Butterworth? It sounds like him. As
No.
a
Oh, Eric Butterworth.
Yeah, he was like
That what you
always
said?
like he was always like you can change your life by outlining your thoughts. He
Right.
had this amazing voice, like you can find like
Is he from Unity?
yes,
Yes. It
yeah,
sounded it's like, isn't that he's Unity, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Are you
yeah.
Unity?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of in between. I'm in between Unity places at the moment, but I get the daily word every day and I read that. So
Okay.
helps keep
It,
me focused.
you know, it just occurred to me that a person's voice must tell you a lot about a person.
Yeah, if they're authentic, if they're genuine, if they're not, I can tell pretty, like, for example, I had this American Express card on Saturday and I was paying the bill and then they said, "Oh, you have $1 charge. Did you make that?" And I go, "No." And they go, "Well, that's usually the first step for fraud." And I go, "Okay. So here, we'll just change your card." And I went,
Mm,
"All right, you'll get it on Monday." I
yes.
go, "By Federal Express." I go, "Okay." And then I happen to think on Sunday, well, wait a minute, I need my card in Braille. So I call back and I said, "So I called yesterday and you're supposed to be sending me a new card." And they said I'd get it tomorrow, which was yesterday, and it'd be at my door. And I forgot to say that I needed that in Braille. And they said, "Oh yeah, we have it down. We will send it to you in Braille. You will have it tomorrow. It'll be in Braille." I said, "Really? Wow, in 2 days, you're going to Braille my card and have it FedEx to me in my apartment. Really?" They go, "Oh yeah, we have it down. You're going to," and I knew as soon as I'm sitting here that she
Was
was making that
BSing
up.
out.
Yeah, she just because it said on the computer, "Oh yes, she needs a Braille card," and yes, our normal policies will have it there in 2 days. There's no way she knows about the Braille process,
Right.
and that might take a little bit longer to do that. And I'm here to say there was not a card at my door yesterday, nor was it in Braille.
Right.
Just saying. I knew she was lying, so I can tell, if somebody's being authentic or not pretty much right off. I'm really good at that. And I don't care what the truth is, just tell me the truth.
Yes.
Don't lie to me. It doesn't do your comic any good, and it certainly doesn't do mine any good. Because now I have to make a phone, and I had to waste my time again today calling them up and going, "So what about that Braille American Express card that was supposed to be in here yesterday? What's the real story?"
Mm,
"Oh, well, we don't know, Braille, that takes longer. You might get it in 2 weeks."
right.
Or because I've had this experience before, we'll send you out a card and then I'll call, and it will not be in Braille and it would be FedExed here. I will have it. Yes, indeed. But not in the 2 days that they said. Oh, that was really 2 business days, not 2 days. Well,
Right.
I'm sorry. But not only that, then they'll go, "Oh, yeah, don't use that because, the Braille one will take 2 weeks." It's like, duh. Why don't
I,
you get your act together and have a little note in the system that says, "Oh, if the customer wants Braille," to tell them, "Oh, that's going to take 2 weeks."
yeah.
I mean, that's just
It,
more real.
it's just I think so these customer representatives are not always trained
Right,
properly, and this is all
right,
very fast process. They get people in and they're learning sometimes on the go, and
right,
so the
right,
system is flawed
right,
by the way it's designed, and it's
right,
not. I don't
right.
know of any company that uses credit cards that
But
really like focuses on customers like, but maybe there is. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The only reason I stay with Wells Fargo is because they do have Braille bank statement and they do have the Braille credit cards, which just comes in handy if I'm out in public and I'm trying to see which one I want to use, then I can look at that one and go, "Oh, there's the one I want to use." So it's really,
Mm,
otherwise I could Braille it. I have done that, but sometimes doing that, the tape that I use to Braille the Braille on sometimes gets caught in the machines. And then that's
oh.
it not really gets caught, but it makes it void. The scanners can't read what they need to read. So
Wait,
yeah,
you braille the you get a credit card and you braille it? No.
I have. I
Oh,
don't Braille the card, but I take Braille label maker tape and I braille on the
Oh,
tape, and then I stick the tape on the card. I have done
oh,
that, and in days gone by, and that's okay. But sometimes the tape gets over the strip, and yeah, it doesn't work. So
right.
now since they have them, it's like, why not get them? You know, if they're
Yeah,
supposed to
exactly.
provide them to the customer, then provide it. You know,
Yeah,
so yeah,
customer service, they
that's
demand it.
right.
You say
That's
the
right.
company claims to have good customer service. Well,
Well,
prove
yeah,
it. Prove it.
yeah, yeah. And it's been now 72 hours, and I'm still without a credit card. Just saying, not 48. It's been 72.
Ooh.
And yeah, yeah, I might want to use that card next week. Just saying. But whatever.
Actually, now I have to take my thing off because I won't be able to stop the recording otherwise.
Oh, wait. Yes, you can.
What?
Wait. Oh, but you
Oh,
don't know where your keys are.
I don't know.
Um,
Yeah, because it's
yeah.
a mouse
Well,
thing. So wait,
wait.
hold on.
Oh, it's a mount. Wait, it doesn't have to be. It's the Alt is next to your space bar, and you need
Uh,
an Alt. No, and you need a Q. Oh, that's easy. A Q is, like the leftmost one on the third
so you
row.
do you know how to stop recording? Like just
Yeah,
those
Alt
cues?
Q.
Oh,
Alt Q.
oh my gosh. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna attempt to do this.
You know,
Wait,
if it says recording
but
stopped. Yeah.
you know what? I don't have like okay, this keyboard has the first key is something in blue, like all something. Uh, because each keyboard is different. So maybe if I go
Ah.
from space, but I
Well,
don't
the
know which
Alt
one is
is
Alt though.
Alt is the next one next to the space. For sure.
Alt is next to space. Okay.
Right. And
All
then
right.
Q is going to be your left, your normal keys, but it's going to be the third row up. No, the third row? No, yes, the third row up on the left side.
Well, it's gonna be the last. I
The
mean, it's
last
gonna
normal
first is
key.
gonna be numbers, the first line, and then second is gonna be where Q is,
Your
right?
well, the third row up, 1, 2, 3 rows up, and then sorry, people, and then
3,
Q
4.
is your last one on the left side before your big buttons. Like your your space, your what do you call it, shifts and your tabs and all that. But after, because those are bigger keys, but your first little key is your Q on the third row.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I am positive. Well, not.
Okay. Well,
I'm
I
like
think
99%
all
sure.
right. I think I might have it. So, okay.
Let's
Well,
see what happens.
yeah.
Oh, Q. See what happens.
We'll close the show and then I'm gonna attempt it and then see if it actually stopped recording.
Okay. Well, it usually will say nowadays, Zoom nowadays will say, recording started,
Oh
recording stopped.
yes.
So,
Yeah, you're
so
right.
you'll
You're right.
know if it stopped or not.
Okay. Wow, this has been a really different podcast, but I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, me too, of course, always. This is fun. Does he dare try Alt Q? Does he dare?
Yes.
But it's on the third row,
Right. Oh
and it's very
well,
last on the left-hand side, the Q.
just wanted to thank you for being on the
You're
podcast
welcome. My pleasure.
and thank
This
the
has been
guests
fun.
for listening or
Yeah,
watching
and
the
putting up with
podcast.
all our bantering. Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's try this.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, it didn't work.
Ah, there we go.
All right. Well, I think Q might be higher up. No.
Higher up.
Wait, you said first line is space. I mean,
First, but the first, oh, don't count the row with the space bar. So that,
oh,
oh,
okay.
okay, 1, 2. No, it'd
1,
be, if you counted
2,
that row,
it'd
it'd be
be
1, 2,
fourth.
3, fourth row, because there's 5 rows. So it'd be 4 rows.
Okay.
If
So
you
the
counted that
first,
space, I was doing just the
okay.
keys,
All
the
right,
normal
let's try
keys.
this now.
Dun, da, da,
Nope.
dun, da, da. Nope, you're still bombing with that. All right. You may have
This
to open his eyes, folks. You
all
may
right,
have to
well,
do it.
let's try this one. I'm just trying keys now, actually.
Just do all the ones on the left-hand side.
There we go.
No, you're doing
Nope.
your Alt first. You have to hold on to your Alt while you do the Q.
Oh, right. I can just hold it, right?
You can hold it and do Q. I mean, don't hold it forever, but Alt and then Q.
Hold it forever.
Just hold your Alt key down and then do a Q and then let up.
Okay. It doesn't say anything, so
Yeah, no, I
this
haven't
is a
heard
bad
anything either.
sign.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to like
Oh, he's gonna open his eyes, folks.
Yes, yes.
And now let's see if, and now still try to command, see if it works. Q.
Wow.
Come on,
okay.
come on, try.
I'm back. I'm
You're
back.
back.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Whoa, if
Alt
I
Q. There we go. Actually, it doesn't work.
wonder why, should. Oh, maybe
What?
because,
It's not set like this here or what?
no, well, no, it should be Zoom is Zoom. Huh. I don't know. I was gonna say it might be a blind thing, but I don't think so. I think it's,
Because
I
I
mean,
must have hit it right then if it didn't. Maybe it's Control Q or what? No.
no, oh, try it.
No, it's Alt R. Yes.
Alt
That's what it
R
says.
records.
Yeah.
No,
No, Alt R,
R,
but also stops. Let's see. Let's try it.
well, unless they changed
Alt
it.
R. Boom.
Alt
No.
R is record.
Okay, right. You're right.
Alt Q is supposed to be for quit.
And Alt
I
P
think.
is pause.
Oh, I didn't know that one. Cool.
Um,
Got any more commands? Alt P is pause. That makes sense.
but maybe it's a different R or something. Alt R. Nope. Okay. Well, I'll just finish it traditional
Just
way.
use your mouse. Yeah.
Thank you everybody for watching.